Maybe this fixed it. Music's a little loud. I feel like every time I start a stream, it's like going through and fighting a hangover. Or something close to that anyway. Everything's so disorientated and nothing's right. How you doing, guys? Hey, Mr. Duck. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been in here. I've resorted to just wearing plain white tees. Nothing related to the band. Blame it on Mern. Thank you. I told everybody to come in here and make fun of Mern. I mean, what else would we do? Egg rolled, how you doing? So tonight we got a pretty nice build going. Mr. Mike, I don't know if he's on yet, watching with us yet. He is going to be the proud owner of this PC once it's done. He already owns it, but assembled. So for the most part, we'll just kind of run through it. I did buy trade processor this time around because we tried to squeeze as much as we can with the budget we had. Laying in bed, ready to take a month of leave. I am totally right there with you. So once you find out how that's possible, let me know. I'll do it with you. 1 whole month. I don't think I could last that long. A month of not working. I don't think I could do that. Financially, definitely not, but just in general, I don't think I could do that. But Mike's PC we got that we're gonna. Basically it's taking as much performance as we can to fit that budget. And that camera went out again, didn't it? I think it's my CPU that's causing this problem. Pretty sure that's what it is. Keeps doing that. So I'll deactivate and reactivate this thing, and then it's fine. Does it a couple times. Not sure why it ends up doing that, but I think it has something to do with my CPU and just not being able to handle the USB load. It's my handsome face. Hey, Ginge. What's up? Oyster Head. Need a Threadripper for streaming. I am actually running this on a Ryzen 7 5700X right now. and it was fine until I started introducing multiple cameras, more than 3, for different scenes and different views, and that's when everything kind of went south. So I don't know if it's my USB controller on my motherboard that just can't handle it, or if it's the CPU. Everything else is fine. It's one of the two, and I just haven't figured it out yet. I've even tried expansion USB cards on PCIe lanes to try to spread the load. It just doesn't seem to make a difference, so that's why I'm thinking it's like maybe the CPU, but haven't had a lot of time to play around with it yet. Hey Jimbo. Yeet. Bummer. Yeah, well, it's just, this is one of those weird things that I'm trying to figure out. It's a very unique setup, because my PC is literally on the other side of the room. So one of the other problems could be the distance that I'm running the USB. So that's why my camera might be going out. It's just I need maybe active USB cables for the distance, because I think it's over like 10 latency. Build it, baby. All right, John, I will. I'll get to it. Calm down there, sir. Just trying to, get through introductions, talk to people. John's over on Facebook. Hey, John, when are you going to come join us over here on Twitch? We got a huge party over here. Oysterhead, you say is there a lot of latency between me talking and it coming through? I don't know. Never. Oh, come on, John. I thought I was your friend. No, the camera? So the camera has latency for you. Or is it this one? Yeah, I'm thinking the camera might be the distance it has to travel through USB, or it's my CPU, or it's the USB controller on the motherboard. It's one of those 3. Haven't figured it out. I have active USB cables in my cart on Amazon. I just haven't ordered them yet. I don't know why. Because that would be an easy fix if that's all it is. Same thing with the CPU. Swapping out a CPU is really easy. Probably need to do the thermal paste on my PC anyway. It's been probably a good year. But, I mean, for the most part, outside of the random issues when I first start the stream, where my microphone doesn't want to work and this top camera up here, outside of that, it's fine. Runs fine. So, just haven't figured out what causes it yet. I played around with it a couple weeks ago, and I think I made it worse. So I'm kind of gun shy to play around with it until I have a lot of time to play around with it. So anyway, going back to Mike's build here tonight, we're going to be building a Intel i5 10th generation processor. It's a 10400F is what we're using. Again, the idea of this build was to squeeze as much performance as we could with the budget that we had to replace a platform that was having some issues, and it's a little older. I think it was a 8th or 7th generation i5 is what he had previously, and so the board really didn't allow any upgrades, and he was having blue screen. So he reached out to me and he asked me what I would do, and I recommended, for the cost of trying to fix the problem, because we were kind of leaning on RAM or motherboard possibly being the problem. The cost to go through and replace those older parts, you were pretty close to almost halfway to a new system at that point with the cost of those old boards, and you would be buying probably used parts to do any work with that. And there was also a concern that his graphics card might have a problem, so which is why we were kind of halfway to a new PC. So I was like, well, at that point, why don't you just upgrade to a new platform? And then from there, we went on to reaching this. So this is where we're at right now. We're building it tonight. And this will help him get up to his 1080p gaming that he likes to enjoy. It's working fine now. Yes. So earlier I did catch that. Yes, Oysterhead. The real cat, 7th Gen i5. Okay, so he was saying Real Cat is the owner of the Reels. Is it Real Scat or Real Cat? Real's Cat. Sorry. But he's the owner, so everybody give him a round of applause, I guess. Go into the sound bits and try to run something for him. But we'll go ahead and get started here. We'll start with the motherboard, CPU, and RAM. Actually, I don't think I finished running through the parts. So Intel i5-10400F. We've got that on a Z590 plus Wi-Fi, Tough Gaming by ASUS, and we're pairing that up with DDR4 3200 megahertz, 16 gigs, and this is your Vengeance LPX from Corsair. And then we have a 1 terabyte Gen 3 M.2 SSD NVMe. And then we are running a RTX 3050. I have this out of the box because these come in, or at least where I'm buying them, are coming in just a plain white box. So I just pulled it out of the box anyway. It looks better than a plain white box. Then the EVGA Gold 750 watt power supply. This is the GQ. So it's a great power supply for what we're running. But this is an RTX 3050, so there's not a whole lot of power draw there. The Real Scat. I got it. Fine. I'm on here now. Hey, John. He did it. We peer pressured him in. Dev, Mr. Duck. Hey, what's up? What question you got? Hit me. Excuse me. And then we're going to be cooling this CPU with a 240 millimeter AIO by ID Cooling. This is their FrostFlow X, so there isn't any RGB lighting here, but we do have some RGB lighting in the case. So pretty, down to earth, as much performance as we can get, budget. So we were actually trying to just eliminate the lights completely, but I really couldn't find a nice case that came with some fans and cases that I like to build in that I know are quality. That would meet that I liked. Mr. Duck says, so I'm going with the new i9 13900K. Is the Asus ROG Maximus Z690 formula a good motherboard? It is. If you are doing a water cooling, because I believe the formula is, it's got the water cooling on the VRMs, I think, right? You could correct me if I'm wrong. But the Z690 can run the 1300K. I would recommend double checking the BIOS version that's shipped with your board, because that could require a BIOS update for it to post. So just double check that. I haven't tried to put a 13th gen on a Z690 or 600 series in general yet. Wow, nice build, Mr. Duck. Yeah, that would definitely be a really nice build. That would be a nice build. Sorry, my daughter's was back here. So overall, if you could take a look at the Z790s. Have you looked at those at all? Or are those just really hard to get? Or are you trying to stick with DDR5 on the Z690 because the 700 series availability, there's no DDR5 boards out there really yet? Is that it? DDR5? Yeah, that's understandable. I was actually building a couple of systems out for my website with 13th gen, and I haven't decided quite yet if I'm going to use the 690 for the DDR5 or if I'm going to go DDR4 on a 700 series board. And I'm kind of torn between that, and I haven't made the decision, so that's why I don't have a 13th gen PC on my website yet, because I'm kind of torn there. I'm trying to wait to see what happens, because I thought they were releasing 700 series boards with DDR5. But alright, while we're chit-chatting, I'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna drop this case down here. Move the cooler. Power supply, get that out of the way. And the graphics card can go over here for now. And we have our motherboard. So let's go ahead and get started. Has anybody else had any problems? Because I know this has come up actually in many questions on many different chats for me recently. Any problems with that 12-pin power connector with the 4090? Has anybody else's card caught fire? Well, I've actually been finding that very rare. You really have to bend the crap out of that 12-pin adapter that comes with your card to get it to catch fire. And I'll explain that a little better. I've been wanting to kind of make a quick video on that to help explain what's happening there. But Jay's 2 cents kind of explains it really well. So let me find a cable, any cable. This will work. This is Molex to SATA, but it's a good example. So let's pretend this is your 12-pin. Let's get this white box out of the background. But let's pretend this is your 12-pin adapter, and when you bend it really close to the actual pins here, you can see the reaction of the pins, maybe not because of the lighting, but what happens is they get lifted up, so they go boink, and then what that does is create, when you have a pin connecting to a pin, they don't touch properly, or it's not a complete connection, and therefore you get some marking, you get some a whole bunch of electricity running through these pins that aren't really touching properly, and so therefore everything starts to get really hot and melts. And then when things melts, it starts to melt and could cause a fire. So that's what's happening with those 4090s and the adapters that come with the 4090. Mern says, can't hear currently, hope everyone's talking all the shit. Yeah, I thought everybody was supposed to be in here talking crap about you. Or at least making fun of you. Egg rolled, I'm keeping my 3070. Awesome. That's actually what I'm running right now, is a 3070 Ti. Almost the same card. I mean, personally, I'm happy with it. It runs my streams. I have another PC with another 3070 Ti, and it runs that perfectly well. Honestly, don't see the need to upgrade yet. Even after I got to play around with the 4090, it was exciting, it was fun. I'm not going to do any 8K gaming or anything like that, so no point for me. Might take advantage of the fact that 3090s are super cheap. I mean, they are the cheapest I've seen them in a long time. I went on Marketplace just for S's and G's and found a 3090 for like 700 bucks. I was like, what happened? I know what happened, but I never thought I'd see the day. I'm waiting for the 4090 water block. EK actually has a water block that should have been released already. When I was looking at the 4090 release, EK had blocks shipping, I think, right around now. So they should be already out by EK. So if you need one, EK should have one. Unless they're already sold out, but that would be kind of surprising, actually. The 4090 launch was a little slow. So took a while to get the inventory gobbled up. So it would be surprising if you told me that there's no 4090 blocks. I haven't gotten asked to do a custom build yet, open loop with the 4090. Yet. I was looking at a couple just to see what they were like, cost-wise, but that was it. I'm hoping the next time I upgrade a GPU is when they develop some sort of holographic image. Yeah, we'll see about that. I was actually just talking to a customer today about doing a transparent screen on the glass panel as a mod, rather than buying the Snowblind case, making it a little bit more custom. But those are really cool. I've always wanted to do one a little better than the last one I did. So, yeah, looking forward to maybe someday soon doing that. Alright, so we got the SSD installed, we got our CPU installed, so now we're going to install our RAM, which is our Vengeance LPX by Corsair. 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 3200 megahertz. We're going to drop it in the right slots here for us. Fighting with the box a little bit. How do you open this? I'm just kidding. There we go. You know, so one thing I always drives me nuts is some manufacturers put the sticker on the right side, some put it on the left side. I usually think that they always put it on this side, because the logo would be facing the front of the case, where most of the time you can see it.
And then you just flip away.
I sometimes will do that backwards because I build with a lot of team group. And I catch myself in the act. Alright, so we got a RAM installed, CPU, and SSD. So we're pretty much ready to drop this case in. One thing I want to double check is the mounting bracket, or actually get the mounting bracket out of the AIO box and put it on here so that's ready to go. So I don't want to deal with the mounting bracket in the case. Try to avoid that. So let's go ahead and open up this cooler. By the way, I switched this camera back to the Brio. It's a Logitech Brio. So let me know if it's a little clearer than the previous couple of streams. I think it is.
Oh my gosh.
So this is our bracket that I was talking about. Just didn't want to have to try to do this while inside the case. Sometimes it could be rather painful trying to do that, depending on the clearance. I know it's a Leon Lee case, so there's probably definitely good clearance there, but just for practice sakes. That's actually 1700. You never know what case you're going to be building in. clean up the rest of these mounting brackets, which are for AMD and LGA 1700, which we're not going to be using. Yeah, I'll put that in just for... I know he mentioned... I know Mike mentioned he wanted to bring some storage here, so we're going to throw in another storage when he comes to pick up. So one of the cool things about being local is I can do those things for you without the cost of shipping. So we're going to be throwing some extra storage in there for him when he comes to pick up. I'm just going to pull this radiator out of the box. Get rid of this box. Then we're going to pull the case over here and get that rolling. Agent Smith, let's go. Thanks. Ugh. You're always the most excited person for our building. I appreciate it though. I do. Agent Smith always comes in. I'm going to pump you up. Got to hype, yeah. I appreciate it. So this is your standard Lian Li 011. I'm sorry. Wow. I build in so many 011s, I kind of forget that I'm not building in an 011. So Lian Li Landcool Mesh is this case. It's the 205 Mesh. And the big difference between the 205 and the 205 mesh is your big mesh front. Lots of extra airflow. I'm building in a wall case. Like a wall mount, like a thermal take. Open air. Is it one of those? One of those P somethings by Thermal Take? But the Landcool Mesh, 205 Mesh, which is what we're using today, has two 140mm PWM fans already included. They are addressable RGB from the controller here. You can actually plug them into anything you want, as long as it's 5-volt, 3-pin. But it comes with a controller, which is nice, and the fans are PWM. So again, nice. You got a nice fan hub sitting here for you. So it makes it nice and clean. Just trying to get this. I also like Lian Li's newer packaging styles. I'll show you here in a second. If I could get this out. I promise, it's worth it. And apparently I'm not smarter than the tray. I built in this case several times and I don't understand what's going on here. I think it's supposed to like go the other way. It is definitely supposed to go the other way. For some reason this is in backwards, right? Or are they face fronting? It's face fronting. All the other Lian Li 205 meshes I've seen this the other way. So okay, that's a first. So I think there's just one more screw here. This whole panel drops off. Well, I've never had it facing this way before. This is interesting. I'm almost tempted to just turn it around because I really don't want to deal with this later. I think, for whatever reason, why it's set up this way. It's kind of retarded. I'm going to turn the tray around because he did say we have some other storage that we're going to put in here. So I'd like that pretty much ready to go when he comes here to pick up. Anyway, so I'm going to just turn that tray around because I disagree with the position. The case name is the Crow. Huh. I am not familiar with that case. I'll have to go Google it. Is it cool? You said it's a wall mount. Need those days streamed so close to affiliate. I know. I'm building yeah, a different brand. Okay. So you said it looks like one of those thermal takes, but it's a different brand, open air. Agent Smith says I need those days. So I can become affiliate because we are very, 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 very close to becoming affiliate. I just need a few extra days of streaming. I think it's like 4 now, or 3 left. 3's the total left. So almost there. But I got our hard drive tray flipped around to the right position here that I actually would like to see it. Just looking for my mounting holes. And I'm going to push it pretty far forward as well. But not far forward enough that I can't get a tray out. I did. We're going to slide it just a little bit more this way. There we go. Should have come play Rocket League sometime. You know, I've never gotten into Rocket League, and as Mern knows, kind of the game that I've been playing lately is just PUBG, and that's when I have the time to do it, and usually it's a couple matches late in the evening here and there, a couple times a week maybe. Like tonight, I think I might play some PUBG after the stream. Depends on how far I get with the Windows installation here for Mike and drivers and whatnot. Okay, we got the case ready. So if you guys are down for some PUBG, I'll play some PUBG. I think I had a 1.4 KD this current season. So it's not bad. I'm not terrible. Yeah, I'm pretty bad. Alright, so I'm just trying to play with some of these cables because I really do not like the way they look on the front of this case. Kind of look like they're all over the place coming through that slot. I just want to reorganize them a little bit. So that way it doesn't look as crazy and awful. Much better. Okay. So one of the last things I want to do here is get this peel off the RAM that I forgot about. These LPXs. Like Corsair has this really what do you call it? Addiction to putting these peels on literally everything they sell. And then a lot of people forget about them. And your RAM heats up, and then you're like sniffing around like, huh, what's that smell? It smells like melting rubber. They like to put these on literally everything. They have a weird addiction with it. Like, I don't understand why they put it here either. I mean, their logo isn't that fancy, is it? Alright, so all the studs are in the right places, right? Yep, we are studded out. We are studded. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some screws in here from, like I was saying, I like Leon Lee's awesome method here for this new hardware box that they give you, especially if you're into building. So this awesome hardware box that you'll get with the computer or with the case, so then you can keep all your screws organized while you're building, so it makes cleaning up after you build a lot easier and keeps you organized throughout the entire build itself. Another reason why you should buy Leon Lee. I think some of the other case manufacturers that do this is Fractal Design or Fractal Design. They do it. They do it as well. So I'm glad more and more companies are adopting that. Just a cool little piece of plastic, you know. Probably cost them 10 cents to make. And it just smells like quality all over it. Makes me think it, you know, like it's a company who cares. So I'm just putting in all 9 of these screws, which is mounting the board to the case, and that's what's going to hold the board on the case and support the weight of the cooler, the graphics card, the board itself, literally everything except for the power supply. So TechSource did this build in it. TechSource did his build in it. Oh, okay. I watched a little bit of his stuff on that TechSource anyway, and I think that was one of the questions, which case was it, but I was like, I like to skip through videos quickly. So I don't watch a lot of videos fully through. Unless they really got my attention. Some of the technical stuff, you know, for my education, I will watch fully through, so that way I'm trying to at least pass the knowledge on to you guys or whoever's looking for it accurately. So I will listen deeply on those things. Alright, so we got our board mounted. So I think what we're going to do next is get some of the cables plugged in, especially at the top, because the next step is to get the radiator in here. And I want to kind of do the cables up here the best I can before we get the radiator in, so that way those are all out of the way and the cables aren't a problem. Or at least the headers aren't completely blocked off. So this is a PWM splitter for the CPU. This is going to be the fans on the radiator. I'm going to run this right now since I have it out here. Right to the header, right there. Then I'm going to look for our CPU connectors out of the power supply box. Our CPU cables. Those are going to be 8 pin or 4+4 pins. And we're going to need 4+4 and 4+4 plus a 4 pin. If this power supply even has it, I'm pretty sure it does. I forgot this was a modular or semi-modular power supply, but the CPU cable is not part of the semi-modular. It is part of the modular. Thank goodness. and we have 2 CPU cables, so that works for me. So again, I'm doing this so that I avoid the problem of now I have my radiator here at the top and it's really hard to get anything. Is that your brand screwdriver? No. It's just, sure, yeah. I should just put stickers on them or something. No, it's not, but I just came across the color and it matched and I was like, sure, why not? I haven't quite gotten to that point of ordering my own tools because they're just disposable, but I guess I could probably start building those out, doing something more like Gamers Nexus and having that type of stuff available to you guys if you guys think people would buy it. I don't know. I could do something like that, I guess, yeah. It's actually a really good idea. Mr. Duck over here is developing me new products. Do you think anybody would even buy screwdrivers? Like in power drivers, we'll call them? I mean, since we got the creative juices going, let's keep brainstorming. What else do you think I should do? I can't really do coasters because that's something Gamer Nexus does, and they do really good. So I don't know how good I'd be at coasters. I don't think I can match them. Plus, they got a local company that they work with, so they got really good relations with them. So, and they're local to them. So I guess I'd have to find somebody local. Alright, so I'm going to stand this bad boy up. This is where a side profile view camera would come in really handy. But unfortunately, what you're staring from right here is my side profile camera that I'm using. And that is because my other camera is just not working out. So I gotta send that one back, and I think I'm gonna look at some other cameras. There's a couple of really nice ones, but if anybody has any suggestions, I definitely listen. So right now I'm just getting the front panel USB 3 and our front panel HD audio plugged in. Just to get these cables out of the way here. Not out of the way, but completed anyway. Then we do have PWM and ARGB from this hub that we need to get plugged in as well. Twist ties. Twist ties peels anything that I'm repeating myself like 1,000 times in a week. I could use less of. Less twist ties, less plastic peels. More RGB. Or less cables from RGB. Thank you, Leon Lee, for listening, and Deep Cool. And that is in regards to their daisy chain style connections, which I thoroughly enjoy using. It saves me countless minutes for every build I do when I'm building with their equipment or their hardware. Alright, then I think we're going to have to get a zip tie on the front here because this stuff keeps trying to slide back. So I'm going to want to do some cable management here towards the end, but in the meantime, we've got pretty much everything we need up here at the top plugged in. So let's go ahead and do the radiator. I guess the only other thing I gotta get plugged in is the pump, which goes, that's an optional. That is our AIO pump header right here in the middle of the board. Let me try to zoom in. Watch, I break the camera. And so the top camera goes out. I know, as soon as you touch camera, it's like, derp. I don't understand why it has to do this. Let me try to get back to our previous position. That's close enough. I'm afraid if I keep touching it, it's probably all going to just blow up. But that's what I had on my other camera, is a button that I could use to just zoom in and out without having to grab a frickin' Mern. Without having to grab my keyboard and go through a bunch of menus to try to get to the camera. So it was a lot more fluid when I had to zoom in on something. The problem is the camera just simply sucks outside of that feature. So I was actually looking at the Rally by Logitech. That is a super high quality camera. Has a super good zoom on it. Has manual controls, so I could literally zoom in. Has a wide angle lens, so I could get a wider angle on the table. But it is a very expensive camera. I think it's like 450 bucks, or in that range. So I guess my that'll have to be an investment. And I want to do it just to try to give you guys better views of things. I mean, I hate how I only have you right here, because I just can't get my side view crap working. Yeah, we could just blame Mern for right now, but I'm good with that. Totally makes sense. Mern. How convenient of him. I don't have audio. I mean, when I jump on your streams, I have audio. But you can't hear me anyway, so what does it matter? I'll be in the middle of a meeting and I'll have your audio on. Playing in the background, of course, but now I'm just trying to get these fans mounted to the radiator, and then we'll mount the radiator to the case, and then from there, with the powers combined, the CPU will be cool. We're also not going to use the thermal paste that came with it. I've got Thermal Grizzly, which, once again, I go through that stuff like crazy. And I do need to order more. Got a little bit in there. I got enough to do this job, maybe 2 more. I definitely need to order some. Forgot about that earlier this week, actually. I was supposed to. Gonna order it with my active USB cables. Never hit the send button. I'm gonna just change the Amazon button to instead of just buy now or check out or whatever, I'm just gonna call it full send. Every time I check out on Amazon, it's like full send. Okay, Screw. What's your deal? I gotta disappear here for a second. Hold on. Screw does not want to line up with this hole very well. Keeps trying to bite, but it's not. So stupid. Must have made the other ones too tight, and then this one was like, no, I'm done. Haven't had a screw disagree with me in a while. Okay, there we go. Guess that doesn't matter since it's going to be there anyway. So this case has a special tray. It's like 90% of Leon Lee's stuff. All of Leon Lee's cases have these cool fan trays or brackets, whatever you want to call them. Just trying to rotate this thing so I can set it down. Remember what direction this is supposed to go in. And then try to center it up. And we're going to put some screws on here. Hey, Bishnu. What's up? Over on YouTube. Don't get a lot of people over on YouTube jump on the live streams very much anymore. Same thing with Facebook. It's kind of rare. Twitch definitely seems to be where the party's at. So tomorrow, actually, I'm going to just talk about this while I have a moment. Tomorrow I'm going to try doing a really super tight budget stream. And you guys are probably going to laugh at some of the parts. Laugh at me, though. It isn't for anybody. It's just kind of one of those little challenges I wanted to do. Kind of like a gut check in a way. Just checking to see if it's still possible to build a computer for under $300 I can game in some way, shape, or form. So 350 is the limit. The only thing used I said I can get was a couple. Well, I think I got a couple of the parts used now, but because trying to find a gaming PC within that budget, I think it was like 350 or 300. I can't remember which one I was using. It was a really tight budget to build one myself in that budget that has some sort of gaming ability, and it's not one of your marketplaces super cheap, like something that somebody can go get online. That was kind of the limitation. So tomorrow we'll see if everything actually works, number one. Number two, when it's built, we'll throw some games on it, see what we get. Mount this AIO up here, slap that last screw in. Well, I think I messed up with this bracket. I had to have messed up with this bracket. This isn't right. Damn it. Got it the wrong way, even though I looked at it like 3 different ways, and it was like, this is right. This is why I'm a pro. I still make stupid mistakes like this, where I put my bracket on upside down after double checking myself. I still put it on upside down. PC builders are special. But we'll get this turned around and fixed here real quick. I don't know why I did that. Does not make sense for me to do something like that. It's just, wow. Anybody want to play any fail music or anything? There's sound bits on the Twitch. If you scroll through the menus, you'll find them. You play all sorts of different sound bits if you want. Have a whole bunch uploaded or connected. Just some fun. Do 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 do. Mike's probably over here questioning, did I hire the right guy to build my PC? I mean, I don't blame him. I'd be kind of worried as well. And the guy's putting in brackets backwards. But he does use all 8 of the screws for a 240 millimeter AIO, because really all you need is 4, 5 or 6 if you really want to be fancy, but do it all. Alright, so we got the bracket turned around and we're gonna mount this bad boy. Not a big deal, right? Except for the fact that these front panel cables are once again getting in the way. Like this whole night, those front panel cables have been a problem. All right. So I'm holding this so it doesn't flap around and damage anything. We still have a sticker on the bottom. Don't forget to remove your stickers.
Here, let me know.
Still the best service from Micro Center, 10 times out of 10.
No,
Nice.
Come click on it. Come click on it.
Still beats the service. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, you get to watch your PC get built live compared to Micro Center. Do they do that?
You click on me.
Yeah, and you said they had your PC for like what was it, a month? He did take it into Micro Center to have a look at, and they didn't solve his problem. Still charged him money for the troubleshooting, I think it was, and then his problem wasn't solved, or it was at least for a brief, short period of time. But regardless, the problem wasn't solved. They charged him on an older system, with an older platform, when I would have just made the recommendation like I did. Hey, let's put the money towards something better. A better investment.
He wants to. Nick, you didn't make your bed.
I try.
You didn't make your bed. You need daylight. Yes, you do. No, you need daylight.
All right, so we've got our thermal paste down, we got our AIO in the case, and we are going to go mount this pump to the CPU. That's currently what we're in the process of doing. Getting these nuts started here with our thumbs.
Hey,
And
Nick,
we're going to take a screwdriver to them.
your bedroom.
Phillips head.
No, that picture.
And I just have my hand on the back supporting the bracket
Oh, wait.
on the
Okay,
back side of the motherboard,
Look, you can scoop his pizza. Look.
which I need a little bit more support in that corner. There we go. Nice. And then we're going to tighten it. Kind of like what you would do with a tire, or at least what I do when I'm changing a tire. Just go from one corner to the other. Try to evenly distribute the tension. Because when you're pushing or tightening this down, it's actually pushing down on the pins, which are underneath the CPU. And you don't really want to do that too unevenly, because you could actually bend pins. Although I've not seen that happen in a long time. But I have seen it.
You must open them all. You must all. Must. And
Try a couple more turns on these, and I'd say we're pretty much tight.
here's the pizza. Here, I'll take it. I'll take it for you.
I might come back and adjust that pressure a little bit, but I think that's, or the tension, but I think that's good. And I'm going to run this pump cable, because the header's in the most stupid place on this motherboard, in such a way that I'm trying to hide the cable, but not enough, not to the point where it's a problem. Yeah, I know there's capacitors and things under here, so you want to be careful when you're doing this type of cable management. But trying to make it look a little bit clean there. There we go. So you can see why I wanted to get those cables in there. It gets really tight, really hard to get in there. I'd zoom in, but I'll probably freeze the other camera up. Anyway, one of the last things that I wanted to add were some SATA cables, because he mentioned he was going to bring some other storage over, and I'm 90% sure it's going to be a SATA SSD. So I'm just going to get those added right now. So that way, when he comes by, pick up, they are ready to go there. These cables normally come with your motherboard, so they're there and available anyway. There we go. Last thing I'm going to add here is our graphics card. Then we'll move the back side for the power supply. And then the cable management. Then we plug it in and fire it up. So we're pretty far along here. Almost at the finish line. More peels. Thank you, Asus. Love you so much.
That's fish. Remember what I did? I literally sent a picture.
Should have done this peel before the stream. Because it is literally the most painful peel I've had to do in a while. They don't even have a peel tab, but they say right here, remove protective film before use.
It's stored in a block. Guys, it's a movie night.
And the protective film is on there so well that
It's a movie night. Sit on the couch.
it is
We are watching this.
a challenge every time. Got it. Made me take my glove off.
A beautiful movie night. Now sit on the couch and relax. Because I would do, I would sit on the floor, just like this. Arian cup. Hey Nick, how much money do you have?
So the center of the fans usually have them as well.
Arian, do you have no money to place a couch? This house.
Which in this case they do. And they are also not fun to remove. I don't know why they don't do more of these like peel tabs, where they have this nice handy little tab that you can just grab onto and peel. And then you can peel these stupid peels in like 5 seconds.
Pretty much a treat. Right?
But apparently they want to watch me struggle. Well, a bunch of other people watch me struggle. Somebody gets pleasure out of it, apparently.
That was my budget.
We could just blame Mern. Hey, don't get nervous now. I'm not getting nervous. I'm getting tired of these damn peels, man.
Hold on. Guys, we're not a sleepover.
Like everywhere I turn, there's peels. I'll be sleeping at night and then I see some peels. Peels and twist ties. They just, you know, nightmares of them chasing me around. That's what's happening. Ugh. There we are. Graphics card is in. Wonderful. So we just need our power for the graphics card, 24 pin for the motherboard, which is on the power supply because it's semi-modular. But the PCIe isn't. Alright, so now we'll just kind of flip this thing over and get the power supply in here. Then we'll tidy up all this crap. That was fast. Well, yeah, it's not a Leon Lee with 20,000 fans in it. Or 11 dynamic, anyway. I don't have to deal with, if we have 7 or 13 fans, or let's just say 12, I don't have to deal with 24 cables, plus 2 hubs, and 2 cables off of each of those hubs, and it's a lot less work. Well, pardon me. Oh, you're gonna grab my camera stand? Okay. Got a little helper over here. Playing with my tripods over here. All right. Oh, and handing me screwdrivers now. Thank you. So I'm going to plug in a couple of these SATA cables for him, as well as an additional VGA or a couple VGA cables, just because in the future, if he needs them, they're going to be plugged in here. And we are throwing some more storage in here when he comes to pick up, so I do need some SATA cables and one for the hub as well. But for the most part, I'm probably just going to fill this all out and have it there and available so he doesn't have to take the power supply out later to plug a cable in if he needs it. It'll just be bundled up there in the basement, out of the way, nice and clean. Not that he'll need 4 PCIe connections from a 750 watt, but they're there.
Darian, I put sleeping bags in it.
40 series is good, yes, except for everything, or the thing that everybody's complaining about, which is the stupid 12-pin power connector, which I agree with in some cases. But as long as you don't bend the crap out of it, it should be fine.
Close the door.
I mean, you could put like the slightest little teeny tiny bit of bend on there. I even saw, I think it was Tuna that was telling me there was a company that was like, hey, we're not gonna build in this case because we have to bend it. And I'm like, what?
There you go.
You can do it, just don't bend the crap out of it. That's what causes the fire. When you bend the crap out of it.
Dirty bowl in here.
When you bend it too much. Too much means not enough contact on the pins. So just the slightest little bit is not going to hurt it. I don't know why people say it is. Everybody's just freaking out about it. A little bit. Until I see a 4090 catch fire, and it's because I bent the cables. Which, by the way, I'm going to start using those cable mod cables. I heard a 90 degrees cable is being made. Yes, cable mod is making that. That is what I was just commenting on. So anytime I'm building with a 4090, it's going to have one of those. Or any of the 4000 series with a 12 pin. Or any card, for that matter, with a 12 pin. Because, I mean, why wasn't it a problem with the NVIDIA cards before? I guess maybe you didn't have to bend them. Because they were on an angle. And everybody complained about them being on an angle, and then they corrected it, and now it's hitting my glass, and it's bending, and they're all catching fire.
No.
Which one do you want? Anyway. I'm done ranting. So cool to watch. I'm thinking of getting my son one built. Awesome. Oh yeah, I think I chatted with you just a couple days ago over on Facebook. But we definitely have a bigger party all over here on Twitch. You know, you can see the chat going on here. So if you get on Twitch and check out sometime, or if your son's on Twitch, he's more than welcome to jump in and check it out. But you know what I did? I put this power supply in and didn't plug in these. So, oops. I screwed it in and everything. Give me a minute. I think my brain's just not here. This build could be like done by now, but this one's on me. Same thing with the radiator. Yes, that was me. All right. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you stopped in. Thanks. I appreciate it. Glad you're finding some entertainment out of this. Especially walking in right when, you know, hey, the guy's going to build me a computer, but he can't even plug a power supply in right. It's the fact that I caught it before I even plugged it in, okay? Although, I think I would have caught that. When I was doing cable management, why are these two cables sitting here unplugged? Because I'm special. Special in so many ways. I had more than just the two. I'll admit that. I'm gonna take two of these cables out because after I put it in there, I was thinking, man, that's tight. So I'm gonna take two of the PCIe cables off. I leave just an extra one because it was tight fit. I always forget how shorter the length of this case is compared to the others that I work in a lot. Got a little bit of a less length on it, so got a tighter basement. Especially if you keep the hard drive tray in there. There we go. Gotta get my hand out of there though. We watched a lot of your videos last night, so for sure I'll be contacting you. Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to getting something put together. So at least you got to see one finished, and you're not watching this one and judging me. My current build has cables going through the main part of the case. Too lazy to take it completely apart. Well, Preston, you know, I do offer those services if you need me to jump in and clean that up for you.
Did you send it?
I mean, you are always more of the language guy than the hardware guy. So I don't blame you. Cable management sucks. I mean, if you look at my PC, like my personal PC, I mean, the cables are, for the most part, you know, they're cleanish. But there's, I guess we're not going to put that there. So the hell with that. Wanted to try to squeeze those. Oh, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Just maybe. It's just, as soon as we start thinking about it, it's like, no. That is a tight fit. I don't know if I like that. I don't like it. I don't like that. It's too tight. So, it's just gonna have to go there. Usually I try to run the cables back there, but it's just too tight with the cable length on these ones. And where they're positioned on the power supply. So, whatever. Forget it. I don't even have the side of the case on because I didn't want to cram my cables in. So you just got a case wide open with just cables just puking out. Hey, I got swords. What's up? Shut up and take my money. Okay, well, bring it by sometime. I mean, if you're on the other side of the state, just come over here for once. My case really doesn't have any room for the cable management. Yeah, I know. Some cases will have limited space, so it really depends. Let's go! Yes. What are we building today? It is it's Mike's build. So he's here in the chat somewhere. I think he's still watching, or at least I hope he didn't fall asleep already. Anyway, it's an Intel i5 10400F with 16 gigs of RAM on a Z590 and an RTX 3050 with a 750 watt gold power supply by EVGA, and that's a GQ series, semi-modular, and a 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe, and I think that's it. Oh, and a 240 millimeter AIO. So, and that's all in a Lian Li 205 mesh land cool. So we still stuck with Lian Li, and I even called it an 011 because I work with 011 so much that I can't get it out of my head. So every time I'm working with Lian Li, it's like it's automatically a 011. Yes, congratulations, Mike. Thank you. Can't wait to get my hands on it. Well, we're getting it to you before the weekend. I mean, as long as everything checks out tomorrow. Meaning after we go through the whole drivers and Windows BIOS update drivers, and then I run benchmarks on it, make sure it's performing and cooling where it should be, which is our battle tested phase. Just to make sure I'm happy with its performance. Then I certify it, call it a gaming PC, and then you are able to pick it up or ship it. So when it's perfect, it's got to be perfect, or it doesn't go. Wait, what's the name of the case? Looks pretty good. This is a Lian Li LandCool 205 mesh. And I think this one is not the USB-C. This has two versions, USB 3.0 and USB-C, where the front panel has USB-C or USB 3.0 only. So this one is just the USB 3.0, not the USB-C. Saved a few bucks. USB-C is on the back of the motherboard anyway, so if he needs it, it's there. Pretty sure this one has it. Yep, so it's got USB-C here. So, there, it's available if you wanted to use it, just not on the front of the case. Actually costs quite a bit more to get the USB-C versus the non. Which I think is dumb because it's like the same thing. It's just one connection versus the other. And it's literally the name that's causing the price to go up. Micro Center, I think, sells it for pretty close to the same price though. So thank you, Micro Center. It sounds like a pretty sick build. You're gonna love it. Wait, what's the name of that case? We just touched on that. What are you going to be playing on it, Mike? The airflow in that case looks like it'll be really good. Yes, this is a really good case for some really good airflow. It's really easy to build in, and it is really easy to actually cable manage, even though it doesn't look like it right now, but I promise it's a lot easier than it looks. But overall, I like the case, especially when it comes down to, hey, I have a budget and we're trying to cut some costs somewhere without losing too much quality. So for example, the case, I don't like to lose too much quality on it. because this is still Leon Lee. It's still a pretty high-end case, in my opinion. The quality is still there. You know, if you pick this up and feel it, it's going to feel like a quality case. It's not going to feel like flimsy metal. So that is why I chose this one. The price was right, and the features were there. Let's see here. Modern Warfare 2 New World to start, but I feel like a whole new world just opened up compared to the build I was using. Yes, sir, it did. You also have some ray tracing on the card, so get to play around with that compared to your previous card. I think he was on a 1050 Ti, ladies and gentlemen. So this is like going from a like a Dodge Neon to a fully loaded Challenger Hellcat. That jump is pretty big. You'll definitely be able to enjoy gaming more than what he was before. A lot more eye candy. Normally I don't do this step on the stream, but this, you know, this build was so quick. I'm just gonna run through it really quick here and get it done. One less thing I have to do tomorrow, unless I have to take anything apart, but I mean, not really anticipating that. There's one less thing I'll have to do, and you guys can check it out, see what it looks like when I normally have a build cable management going. I'm not really going to bother with these small cables because they're going to have to be pushed around when I push these cables in here, and I don't want them to be bottled up and tight and get pulled on because I have them zip tied. So I want to have a little bit of flexibility in these cables that are going to be under here, especially when I'm going to be stuffing these guys in here. Just giving you an explanation as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't for you. Maybe it just makes sense in my head. I'm just weird like that. Here we go. Flip this over. We're gonna get our 24 pin in, so we can get that strapped down and bundled up on the back. It's gonna fight me. It's actually a 20+4. Because back then, I don't know why motherboards still do this, or power supply companies still send out new power supplies with 20+4. Maybe there's still boards out there that I don't even know about. I still have 20 pins, but everything's 24 pins since, I don't know, 10 years now. So, but it used to be 20 pin. And then they introduced 20+4 because they needed a little bit more pins with more power. So that's why we have 20+4. It used to be 20. This one's going to be the drives. And these ones we're going to bundle up, which you probably can't even see what I'm doing because the camera's not where it was. Sorry. Haven't looked up in a while. trying to get to the finish line. I recommend trying out Cyberpunk. Not sure if your kind of game, but man, the graphics are stunning. Yes, they're stunning. So it's basically Cyberpunk. You know how back in the day everybody used to be like, but can it run Crysis? Cyberpunk has pretty much replaced that. Can it run Cyberpunk? I think, at least that's what I've seen. That's the new test. If it can run Cyberpunk, then you have a decent PC. Not just run it, but run it and then maintain it. Continue to run it. You know, I forgot to plug this in, damn it. It's okay, it's right here. Not the end of the world. This is our hub for our fan and addressable RGB that I'm getting plugged into the SATA. I use the SATA to power up the fans so it can support more fans and more RGB in one location without burning out any headers. Alright, 2 more zip ties and we're gonna flip this thing over and fire it up. When you try to zip tie your glove. Cause I'm special. Trying to keep this flat all the way down here, but I don't think it's going to want to do that with the spend. All right, I lied. 3 more zip ties, but we're done now. I just want to flip it over, check the front panel cables, because sometimes those like to pop out and go in weird places that I don't want it. And hopefully my confidence of I'm putting this back panel on means we're done. I don't have to go back in there. Showing my confidence. Imagine Mern not being here to be made fun of. Yeah. He was in here a little while ago, and then he was like, I don't have sound, guys, so... Sorry, that's Mern, that's my best impression of you. With much love. Sheesh. Shots fired. Alright, the cable stayed where I wanted them. Excellent. See that? Nice and clean? Very clean. Good cable management. Very good cable management. It's good. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. You're gonna make me tear up. Just kidding. Alright, so let's fire this bad boy up. And let's see our post screen. Mern can't hear me anyway. He said he doesn't have any audio, so why does it matter? My display port cable, my DP cable here, it's so worn out from taking it up, plugging it in and unplugging it into so many PCs that it barely stays in. it's so worn out. It's not even funny anymore. Funny because it's funny, but it's not anymore. But it is.
You can make it look like what
Hey, we have glowy. All right, guys. Good thing this isn't Facebook and it didn't get tag them, right? All right, let's see what this thing looks like. Mike, you ready for this?
Mine is 25,000.
If I can find the power button. Mike,
Or I
let me know if you're ready. Do you video and live stream all your builds? Not all of them, no. But I could live stream yours if you want. We can have build. Oh, so ready, Mike. Here we go. This one's for you. Oh, shut up. I thought I had the power button. Epic fail. Isn't it right here? I have my glove on and I can't feel. There we go. I found it. This is so flush with the case, I couldn't feel it with the glove. Well, that's interesting. I must not have the crap. So it's posting, but my fans aren't running on the case. So I must not have plugged that SATA connection in well enough. I don't think. Next you'll enter UFI settings. We'll do that in a minute. Hey, first time. First time I've had a mistake on, or maybe, you know what? I had one fan before that was doing some funny stuff. That ended up being the fan, and I had RMA it, but I didn't get a different one. So what I think the problem is this SATA cable right here. It is. I pushed it back in and it disconnected. Fixing it. I just didn't have it in all the way or something, or when I pushed it back in, it got unplugged. I don't know what happened there, but it got unplugged.
so ugly.
Here we go again. I'm putting the case, the back panel on because I'm confident this has resolved all the issues and that we are going to move forward in a positive direction. I'm going to shut these lights off for you again so you can see what the beauty of it. This time it's going to glow and I know where the power button is. Maybe. Yeah, as soon as I saw that the RGB and the fans weren't spinning at the same time, I'm like, definitely power to that hub. Let's get this a better view, and square it up, and give me that thing. Wow! And then I think there's, let me try to get on a different mode here, because it has RGB on it, so.
On the inside, I've already done
Where is that button? Man, this case does not like me right now. Because it has a,
it. Oh my.
that's the power button. I can sync it up with the motherboard.
I ain't doing it.
There we go. So we're synced with the motherboard now from the controller.
Oh gosh. No. That is just
And let's zoom in a little bit. How about now? Anytime I zoom in and zoom out, everything just dies.
Just wait until you see.
Yeah, I know. It's just I zoom in and this camera's like I'm done. The mic's like I'm done.
Look at it.
PC speaks for itself. LOL. So pretty. Yeah, I know. I don't even need to talk. What? Take a look at this thing.
Please go.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's very smooth, very slick. The lights we can shut off if you didn't want them, because I know we were talking about a blackout build as much as we can. But I think that was like for the sake of saving costs, and it came down to there really wasn't a better case for a better cost without the RGB. So I was like, we'll just go with it, and then real life PC building simulator. Yes. I'm actually going to be doing a stream on Saturday I haven't really gotten to play around that much with PC Simulator. Number 2. Number 1, actually, I never really played ever. At least maybe once or twice, but for the most part, I found a lot of things frustrating in PC Simulator. So if you want to come in and watch me kind of just get frustrated with the game because I can't just reach in and do something, that's probably what it's going to be. Can't I just reach in and just plug it in myself? What do you mean I gotta click all these little red things to plug something in? Yeah, I don't mind these lights at all. Yeah, and I didn't think you would. They're slick. Very nice job, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. I know how you feel, Ben. Thanks. Hey, what? Guess what, Ben? What's up? What do you got? Did you get a new case, or are we doing a build? Or are you redoing your build? Thank you, that looked so cool. I had to restore my PC 2 nights ago, and now I have to start over on that game. Oh, jeez. Yeah, too bad they don't offer like a cloud backup. Because you can only buy it on, what is it, the Epic platform, right? So, does Epic have like a cloud backup for your save games or no? For real though? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Epic platform. I like Steam. I like, it's probably just showing my age, but I like Battle.net actually. Battle.net's actually okay. Except for the fact that half the time Call of Duty or Warzone or certain games won't launch unless you actually run Battle.net in administrator. So that's what I found to be a positive thing with Battle.net. Battle.net. For real though, I think they do, but only certain titles. Yeah. Because FN saves, and so does Fall Guys. Yeah, right. But not the PC simulator. That'd be a more frustrating one to lose than like the rest of them, honestly. You know what I do? I actually back up my like most of the games are saving in the documents folders, or at least that's what I found. I'll check where simulator saving, but PC simulator, but I'll use Google Drive or OneDrive to back up that data and just sync it to the cloud, and that way if I ever have to redo anything, I at least have the raw saves that I could go in and get. But cool tip if you want to try it. Just be careful, because sometimes that screws up the save game file when it's syncing when you're trying to open it. So just be careful with that. So it might cause problems if you're syncing while you're playing. So maybe only make it sync like once a week or something. That folder. Clearly not PCB S2, yeah. It's okay though, but I do know that eventually you will get power up that allows you to just click the power button and it auto connects wires. Oh yeah. I think I actually got to that after I played around with it for like an hour or two. I kind of got frustrated because I couldn't find deep cool fans. I couldn't find deep cool coolers. I couldn't find Deep Cool cases. I couldn't find a Leon Lee 011 Dynamic Evo. It's like, what? The Evo is the most popular case in 2022, and it's not in a game that was released in 2022 for PC building. How is that even possible? I'm just doing the free, like that's the other thing is like, if you're just doing like a free build, it should have all that unlocked. You had the Dynamic Evo unlocked. Yeah, but if you're doing just a free, like a skirmish or a whatever game, and you're just building to build in there, they should give you the ability to have access to all the parts without having to level up, because that's just dumb in my opinion. For somebody like me who doesn't have a lot of time to level up, that's just dumb. And I'd love to use their product to even showcase like possible builds. So I guess I'll have to level this stupid thing up. But it would be kind of cool to like, hey, let's build this. You know, we're talking on the phone, we're building it out, and then I could just show you live what your PC could look like. And then build it in real life, live on stream. That'd be cool. Yeah, I figured you had to unlock it, and it's one of the frustrating things that I get frustrated about, is that you have to unlock stupid stuff like that just to play free for all. Anyway, guys, gentlemen, Mike, I'll be contacting you tomorrow once I have this thing wrapped up. It'll probably be later in the evening when I have it ready for pickup. So if you are planning to come out, like in the evening, and then I'll let you know when it's all set. So that way you have a definitive answer that it's all set and it's ready to come get picked up. If you unlock it, you can put it in the cabinet, and it will be there when you go to free build. Good tip. I hope you're there for that stream on Saturday. I'm either going to be less frustrated or more frustrated. I don't know. Sounds good. I think I'm only like 10 minutes away. Yeah, I'm just down Indian Lake Road in Lake Orion, Michigan. I think you said you were in Oxford, so not too far away. I'll definitely try to be then. Thank you. You'll be my guide through this madness. I'll need all the help I could get. Maybe we can unlock some stuff and make it so I could build stuff live like that. That was my idea with PC Simulator. It was like I could literally just build something on the phone with somebody and show them kind of a model of what they could have. You had the 30 series unlocked? Yeah, I had that unlocked too. That didn't take very long to get to that. So that was pretty far. Oh, okay. Maybe I played a little more than I thought I did, but I had a couple of sessions where I was playing around with it, and then it got frustrated and shut it off. Thanks again, Ben. Great job. Looking forward to chatting tomorrow. Yes, sir. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good night, Mike. I'll see you tomorrow. And everybody else, thank you for stopping in and chatting and hanging out during the stream. I really appreciate all that. All the follows that we had here and likes that I've pretty much completely ignored this entire stream because there was a lot of chatting. Lots of new followers and likes, so I really appreciate all of you coming in and doing all that. Thank you. But yeah, we're 3 streams away from being affiliate here on Twitch. So keep up the good work, guys. Good squad. But anyway, have a good night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow for the Budget of Budgets stream. Have a good night.